direct cash flow forecasting to me is really understanding the ins and outs of your bank accounts. Honestly, it's what cash is coming in, what cash is going out. Are you investing the most cash you can invest? And it's to build one, it takes strong partnerships across the business. You have to partner with all of the folks that own the data or are managing the processes that impact cash flow. So that's partnering with your AP team on AP vendor runs, partnering with payroll on payroll runs or bonus payouts. And it's really understanding all the ins and outs, anything that impacts your bank accounts across the globe, and being able to apply some type of assumptions to those expected transactions per se, and being able to project how do you get the cash where it needs to be at the right time.
Right, and Stef, you mentioned direct method forecasting. Maybe you can talk a little bit about the difference between direct and indirect. The fun of reconciling those two.
Yeah. So one of the things we did at Box, and now I'm doing at Unity, is doing our best to tie the direct and the indirect. So the indirect cash forecast is based off your financials, your balance sheet, and your income statement, and that is the cash flow that the street sees, and is in your 10K. And you know, it's a calculation based on accounting rules and guidelines. It's not, in my opinion, the real cash movements of the company. However, they should be the same. At the end of the day, the amount of cash that left the company, or if your positive free cash flow came into the company, should match what your financials are saying. And so we spend a lot of time side by side looking at the cash flow, the direct and the indirect, and understanding how did the change in AP translate to the actual vendor payments. Of course, it's not just the change in AP, it's the change in accrued expenses, it's the change in prepaid sometimes. I mean, it's all these accounting classifications that change, that drive cash flow. It's understanding how equity transactions flow through the financial statements as well as the bank accounts. And so it's really, for us, a side-by-side comparison and a lot of learning on Treasury's part and FP&A's part. Every time we sit down to talk about it, I learn something about how they're recording and how they're estimating DSOs and DPOs, and they learn something from me about what's actually happening right now, because I have a pulse on the business and the actual movements that are occurring real time. So at the end of the day, we should have the same number, right? And it doesn't always work that way. And you learn, every time we sit down, we learn something new, and understanding those flows